Too often, the media loves to scare us because nothing sells like bad news. One local rule in Miami is, if it bleeds, it leads.
In the U.S., no-go zones are a common topic.
To be clear, there is no formal designation of these zones in either country. There are certainly areas of high crime in Europe, as there are in the United States and other countries.
I think that's dangerous. I think it's dangerous in America. I think it's dangerous in Europe.
These neighborhoods that you're talking about, these so-called no-go zones, are they in London? Are they in Birmingham? Are they in other cities? Have you spoken?
Wynwood used to be a no-go zone. It was an abandoned warehouse district and no one ventured there after dark. It was full of crime and it had a horrible reputation. But now it's Miami's hippest neighborhood. It's full of art galleries, restaurants, bars, and tourists. Well, this video isn't about Wynwood. Instead, I'll be focusing on a neighborhood that's in the news quite often, but not for the best reasons. I'll be visiting the small city of Opalocka. Opalocka is located in northwestern Dade County and about a 20-minute drive from downtown Miami. Its name means wood hammock in a swamp in the indigenous Seminole language. It was founded in the 1920s by Glenn Curtis. In the 80s and 90s, crime soared here, and the town's reputation was severely damaged. And to top it all off, the political scandals with the city government and the police department cemented its bad reputation. But what about the people that actually live there? What about the people that go to work every day and have nothing to do with any type of criminality? Is it fair to label a whole town as bad when most of the people there are good? How different is the media portrayal as to what the reality is? I had to find out for myself. Okay, another thing that I plan on doing to get a better understanding of Opalocka is to actually spend a couple of nights there. It would be way too easy for me to just walk around there during the daytime and drive back home to downtown Miami, so I want to get the full experience. And I've been looking online here, and there are no hotels in the Opalocka city limits. So I've been also checking out Airbnb, and it's pretty slim choices there too. I did find one, so that's gonna have to do. Beggars can't be choosers. So everything else is in Hialeah. Hialeah is the adjacent city to Opalocka, by the way. So definitely a lot of Airbnbs there, but none in just one in Opalocka. And it's barely within the city limits from what I see here. So, all right, that's gonna have to do. Okay, here I am getting settled into my Airbnb. This will be my home for the next 2 days. I got a ceiling fan, I got air conditioning, and I do have Wi-Fi. So, not too bad, very basic. So, this will be, I'll be home sweet home. All right, one advantage of staying in this residence, they have a pretty cool porch out here in the back overlooking the lake. Pretty cool, actually. I wish it wasn't so cloudy outside. I'd probably get a much better sunset, but it's not too shabby. I mean, not too bad. Within Opalocka, no neighborhood has more infamy than the Triangle. It's considered the epicenter of gang violence. So of course, I had to check it out for myself. Well, here I am. This is called the Triangle. This is the most notorious part of Opalocka. So I'm gonna walk around here and see what I find. It's nighttime. Just as a disclaimer, I am unarmed. I only have my wits around with me and this camera, so not a lot going on here, but I'm sure if I keep walking, I do hear some music. Maybe if I walk in that direction, who knows, maybe I'll come across something interesting. But this is it. This is as bad as it gets, supposedly. I came across a group of locals. They were suspicious at first of a stranger with a camera, but once I explained myself why I was doing this, they opened up and engaged me for a while. I met Blake, and he was more than happy to show me around.
You got it on video?
I got it on video.
Audio? You got it on audio?
It's on, audio's on.
Okay, this is what we do. We from Miami.
Okay.
Okay, this is how we do it in Miami.
Yes.
So, where you going from now?
New York is nice.
Okay, you going to New York?
Yes.
Okay, listen. But if you come here,
Yes.
if you good, we ain't got this. No credit.
No credit.
Okay, this is no credit. Look. Well, okay, now look. Take a picture. No, don't take a picture.
All right, no, don't worry.
Look, no, take a picture. Look, everything better than the boom dock. If y'all pray, we come out the bushes.
Okay, it's all
We
good.
come out the goddamn bushes. That's how we do it in Miami.
Exactly. That's
Okay,
what I'm here to
respect. No, don't cut off. Let me speak. We might got about 10 motherfuckers in the bushes right now gonna jump out.
Really?
No, we just playing. Nobody. I was just playing. Nobody. I respect what you said. We just have fun here.
By the way, I'm Mike.
Blake.
Blake.
I'm Blake. Listen. We just have fun here. We come here.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show the other side.
Okay, this other side. Okay, I respect you, right?
Yeah.
You ain't the police, is you?
No cops.
Sure? You say you're not the police? That's a shot me like, cause you say you're not the police.
I'm not a cop.
If anything happens, you say you're not the police, man.
And I'm
Everybody else. Listen, we have everything. If you ain't no Dolphin, we should have like Dolphins, New England, and everything, right? If you ain't no Dolphin fan, if you're not a Dolphin fan, you go on the wall right there. Look. See, you go on the wall with a trash hat. If you not with the Dolphin Club, no, you go on the wall.
all right, so good.
That's how we do it.
So good. You gotta bring your own beer here, or you gotta?
Huh? No, we legal here.
No. But I mean, can I buy beer here?
Yeah, you can buy beer.
Okay.
You in the, see, you the police?
No.
We legal then.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, we legal. Yeah.
No. I'm here to get everyone's story. I'm here to get everyone's story.
We legal here. We legal here.
No. Trust me.
Yeah, we legal here. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, sir. No, yeah. Sorry. Why does Opalocka get such a bad rap in the media? That's what I'm trying to. I know, but I'm getting the other side. Okay. All right.
Hey, dude, we get the other side. Come on, we get the other side. We get the other side.
Okay.
See that right there?
Yeah.
My family right here.
No problem. I understand. I am. This is all.
That's the park over there. See, that's how
Okay.
the park. That's how we do it over here. We the park. That's how we do it over here.
No problem.
Like, please don't put my piece on that.
No. I'm facing that way.
Oh, okay.
I'm facing the other way.
Everything we play in the park.
All right.
You can walk down there. We can walk down there.
Yeah, we'll walk up it now.
Come on, hey, walk.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Loitering. Very interesting encounter. All right, Blake. See, and none of my friends wanted to do this with me. They're like,
not the police, right?
No. It's gonna go on YouTube. You know who I interviewed the other day?
Yeah.
Have you been to Club Lex?
Oh, yeah.
I interviewed Big Mike.
Yeah.
He sat down with me for 10 minutes. How you doing?
Let me get some potatoes here. See, we share food on the.
That's good. All right.
Share food and all that shit.
Like a potluck. But anyway,
Share food.
I interviewed Big Mike from Club Lex. And have you been to Legacy Caribbean Brewery? I've been there. I had a nice sit down with that guy.
It's a family orientated. It's right here.
Yeah.
Family orientated. Bro.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you got kids out. That's great.
Sit on the box.
How you doing? Hello. Okay, how you doing? I'm Mike.
My daughter there. My daughter there.
How you doing?
You're my girl.
Yeah, she's being filmed. Oh, this is being filmed.
What's this
For YouTube. It's called NoGoZones.
Alright.
It's how we want to show like the other side of Opalocka. Like, for example, look at me. I'm walking through here at night. I made a friend. I felt welcome. No one gave me a hard time. Right.
Hey, and she can sing too, man. Hey, hit a note from me, man. Hit one note from me. Listen. Wait. Listen. She can sing too, man. Listen. Hit a note from me. You probably can't hear because the music playing there. See this young man right here?
Yeah, I like the shirt.
He can ride a bike or bikes or whatever. How they do it in Miami? I'm talking about with the How you do the Papa Witties and all that?
Yeah, he's
That's how we do it.
That's awesome.
Okay, go down there. Go down there and talk to them. Go down there.
Sure. How you doing? All right, it's all right.
Look at that.
Hello, how you doing?
Don't put me on it.
No.
It's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. No film? Okay. It's all right, it's all good. Don't worry, I'll face the camera the other way. No, don't worry, it's facing that way. One lesson I've learned in life is, maybe I've outdone my welcome, but didn't go so bad. I'd understand too if I was sitting outside my home and someone just came up to me with a camera and put it in my face. I probably wouldn't be too happy either. So it's all right, but it's all good. The next morning I was starving, so I decided to get some breakfast. Pancakes and bacon and friendly service. After breakfast, I wanted to see the Moorish architecture. That looks like some kind of health center. It looks boarded up too. Unbelievable. What a waste of architecture. Real shame. All boarded up. I find the lack of shops here kind of disheartening, you know. The rest of Miami's booming economically, but it's like it hasn't hit here yet. Not sure what this complex is, but pretty cool entrance. Okay, looks like it's some kind of government building, Opalocka Regional Service Center. Okay, at least now I know what it's for. Really dig that entrance. Again, I can't stress enough, if this building was in Coral Gables or Wynwood, South Beach, Brickell, people would be lining up to take photos of this. But here I am, all by myself. Down the street there is City Hall. I'm pretty impressed already. Opalocka has a large collection of Moorish architecture. When Opalocka was built, the developer wanted an Arabian Nights theme, with City Hall being the centerpiece. But sadly, City Hall is in disrepair. It saddened me. If this Moorish castle was located in a different area, tourists would be lining up for miles. I'm pretty much the only tourist here, you can say, even filming here. I'm pretty much here all by myself. It is a holiday weekend, but still, this is really impressive. Pretty much speechless. I don't know what to say. This could be a real jewel if this was renovated and fixed up nicely. Again, it breaks my heart seeing something like this go to waste. Okay, here's the rear view of City Hall. And this looks like something out of Disney World. If it was in better condition, that is. But this, the sad state of disrepair, I'm just kind of bummed out. After my architecture tour, I wanted to visit a local landmark. One venue that has been around Opalocka through the good times and bad has been Club Lex, formerly known as Club Rolex. This strip club is a mainstay of the local nightlife.
I've been drinking or driving while texting and speeding. I swear that I ain't going home. You hold my phone and won't leave me alone. I'm blank Steve, blank Coca Matron. I'm on Coca Matron, Coca Matron, Coca Matron, Coca Matron, Coca Matron, Coca Matron. I've been drinking or driving while texting and speeding. I swear that I ain't going home. If you hold my phone and won't leave me alone, I'm blank Steve, blank Coca Matron.
Here I am interviewing the manager, Big Mike. We covered several topics, such as the history of the club, security issues, and how hip-hop culture influences strip clubs, and vice versa.
Well, the club been around probably 30, almost 40 years, so.
Wow.
The club been around a long time. When it just was a little shack, you know, everybody used to come here and party, have a good time, and it just kept going and going and going. So right now it's like a landmark, right?
It is, and it's my first time inside. Well, last Friday when I met you, that was my first time inside, but shame on me for not even coming in here before. And also, let's see, and how long have you been working here?
I've been working here now 3 to 4 years.
All right, cool. Any changes since you've been here?
Yeah, we remodeled the club within the past 4 to 4 years. We remodeled everything, changed everything around, give it a better new look than what it used to be.
And the clientele, would you say it's mostly locals or guys coming from out of town, out of state maybe?
We have locals. Locals is the most, but we have a lot of people from out of town do come just to see what the Lex is really about. You know?
Got it. Anyone, let's say from, you say out of town, like Atlanta maybe?
Atlanta, Georgia, New York, Chicago, California. We have people from everywhere. Alabama.
kidding. Anyone from abroad?
You know, it's one thing about it. We have advanced a lot of things around here. A lot of people notice that we are more safer now here. You know, being in the environment that we're in, but it's more safer. We make sure everybody come here and have a good time and go home.
That sounds great. Because let's be honest, when I hear Opalocka in the media, or someone like me, it's always for something bad. You know, gang-related violence, political corruption. The police even, you know, they had problems with the police here, and that's what makes the headlines. The whole purpose of it is to show the different side. Like, people actually go to work here, people own businesses here, people live their whole lives here, and never have an issue.
That's right.
But it's those isolated incidents that make the headlines. That's why I'm here. Cool, now another topic I want to touch on. I'm going to show my age here, but like, for example, it seems like strip clubs and hip-hop culture, like, go hand in hand. It's like they feed off each other. Like, for example, the song "I'm in Love with a Stripper," back in, you know, I'm showing my age. That was a big hit. And like, what new up-and-coming songs would you say, like the hot single, anything like that?
Yeah, it's a lot of, you know, over the time the clubs have evolved, and a lot of people use the strip clubs now as regular clubs.
Correct.
So now the music that being played on the airs nowadays, it has to do with strip clubs. The hip-hop era is the strip clubs nowadays.
It is. I mean,
it's what they like to do. You go to a regular club, you might not catch them in there, but you come to the strip club, they be here, you know? And there's a lot of songs out here right now that catching attention dealing with strip clubs, you know? You have, for instance, let's see, there's a couple of little rappers, you know, that have songs. You know, I can't get to it right now on top of my head, but there's a couple of them.
Do you ever get any famous rappers or celebrities sitting here? Like an athlete?
Yeah, a couple of them coming here once in a while. Like, we have Flo Rida coming in.
Okay, really? Okay.
Flo Rida, you know, he's a local, but he's coming here once in a while. You have, you know, our local artists mostly.
Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy, he stays in here a lot. So, but he comes in, he goes. You know how people get on, you know.
Well, and it seems like longevity of this place, it seems like the place to go to if you're hanging out in Opalocka. Even if you just want to go out for a drink, this is the place to go to, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is. It's a place to come to, you know, enjoy yourself. You ain't got to worry about nobody, you know, doing anything out of the way, even though you talk about the area, so-called Opalocka, that's a bad area, but we talk on security here. We make sure you come here and have a good time and be safe.
That's awesome. Any competition though? Any other venues like?
We have really no competition at all in this area.
Okay.
Because everything's around here, we probably like the only club that's really open right now in this area. As far as if you go to Miami Gardens, it's a different club. If you go to North Miami, you have a different club.
Sure.
High live, but in Opalocka, in the city of Miami, it's like we the only strip club right now.
Okay. That sounds great. And let's say someone like me, are we all welcome to come?
Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome to come. You know, everybody's welcome. We have open arms to anyone who comes. From overseas, wherever you're from, come along and have a good time at the club.
Hey, wherever you're watching this video, come here. I was greeted with open arms, signing off. After my visit to Club Lex, the staff recommended that I go next door to the Barbecue Rib Shack. I ordered a typical meal of jerk chicken, candied yams, and collard greens, and it was outstanding. Well, here I am at the Barbecue Rib Shack. I thought I'd check out some of the local food here. So I ordered some jerk chicken, yams, and collard greens. So, wow, this is incredible. You don't get portions like this just anywhere. That is a lot of food. I don't know if I can finish this, but wow, it smells amazing. So, you know, I've eaten all over Miami. I've eaten some of the fanciest places. And the food here, I'll put it up to par with some of the meals I've had at some steakhouses. This is probably like, these are incredible. And the collard greens here. After lunch, I came across the new City Hall. It's not as striking as the castle, but it looks functional, to say the least. And they even have a library on the corner. Wow, okay. I also came across this huge Amazon warehouse. This will bring a much-needed boost to the local economy. Having this here should improve the local delivery time. Just as a disclosure, I'm a big fan of craft beer. I couldn't have been more pleased when I found out that Opalocka had its own craft brewery. Here I am with the manager, Ismael Fernandez, who was a wealth of information regarding the local culture and history. We discussed the history of Opalocka, how he's carrying on the legacy of his family, and of course, the beer. And you clientele, is it mostly locals? Do you have beer geeks traveling from far away to try out your craft beer?
We have a little bit of everything. Most of it are locals, mostly here. They're very happy that there's something finally opened around here. And for a very long time, nothing opened around here. So if you lived anywhere close to here, you would leave out of here and you would go to Wynwood. Because Wynwood used to be a place for us, for the locals. It had become a place for the tourists. Now, if you're a local, you have no place to go now again. Because now Wynwood, which was ours, now became touristy. So now you need a place to go.
That's happening a little bit better now too.
Oh yeah.
Tour buses everywhere. Can you tell me a little bit about that? See tour buses.
Every city now is opening their eyes, and every city is opening a little niche of their own. We happen to have our niche on the northern part of Miami. We're the only brewery in the northern part of Miami right now.
True. I mean, I can't think of another craft brewery for miles.
The closest one is about 7 miles away.
Hialeah.
Hialeah hasn't opened yet.
Really?
The closest one would be Little Haiti.
They didn't know Little Haiti?
Yeah, Little Haiti. Now finally has their own too.
All right, so beer itself. So tell me, right now I'm drinking by the way, this is a beer mosa. Yeah. Excellent. I never would have thought, I'm used to the mimosa and champagne. Do you think of this yourself? Or?
Well, no. It is a craft beer thing.
Okay.
We tend to play a lot with all of our ingredients. We try to get the best things out of it. And why not beer mosas? We do it every Sunday.
Excellent, by the way. Very good. And what would you say is your best seller? So what's the most popular?
It all depends on the weather. With us, it depends on the weather. If the weather's very warm, people will hit light beers or IPAs. If the weather is a little cool, then they'll hit more dark beers, sours. They'll stick. Everything has a change of weather. If the weather changes, the beer changes. So we try to have everything on tap. We have all beers on tap because of it. And we have them set up in such a way where you have light beers, peated beers, hoppy beers, dark beers.
Oh, you're right. I mean, on a hot summer day, especially here in Miami, the last thing I'm going to drink is stout.
Exactly.
It's not going to.
But the sun goes down, and then you want cool.
Yes. Or, what's your personal favorite?
You're asking the wrong person. Because I brew them, so I don't put anything on tap that I don't drink myself.
Okay.
So if it's on tap, I will drink it. Out of everything that is there, with the weather today and how it is, I would say our Kaka, triple IPA. Triple IPA is a very balanced triple IPA. It hides a lot of what a triple IPA usually is. Very strong, it really hides that and makes it smooth. So you can actually drink it thinking it's not what it is.
Packs a punch, right?
Oh, it is. it'll get you cockeyed.
And hopefully this business, I mean, I really like this place and I like what you've done here. But hopefully this will be the first of many small businesses that open up here, take advantage of what's going on here in Opalocka. All right, so tell me about your options here. Like, wow, pretty cool.
The way we have our beer set up here, we start at number 1 and we go to number 12, putting from the lightest to the heaviest.
Wow.
At number 1 on this side.
Okay.
I'll show you this side first.
Sure. Macho.
We start with Macho, which is our lightest beer at this time right now. It's a Mexican lager. We go down the line, getting a little stronger. Once we get to number 4, we're already at our sour. Mm-hmm. It gets a little different because we have treated beers and kombucha. We make our own too. So it comes down on this side. From this side is the light side.
Okay.
Now, if you want something heavier, then we move to the opposite side.
All right, here we go. Now, to the people viewing this, I tried the Feeling Airy, the double IPA. Very, very good. So
the way that we have this set up here, the first 3 are going to be our IPAs. We have the double, the triple, and a regular IPA. The regular IPA is made with the passion fruit on it. Very balanced beers again. the last 3 are the dark beers. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Cool. Okay, here's his family legacy right here. Pretty cool. This is related to the story he told me at the beginning of the interview. And to honor him, he's making craft beer, which is very admirable. I really respect what this gentleman is doing.
Miguel Diaz.
Okay, Miguel Diaz. Okay. Well, decided to purchase myself a growler of Siesta Pale Ale. Here we go. I'll be sipping on this tonight while I'm watching a Game of Thrones finale. So, should be fun. All right. After my visit to the brewery, I came across my biggest surprise in Opalocka, and that was a Hindu temple. Opalocka has a population of Guyanese, Trinidadians, and other Caribbean immigrants of Indian background. I was made to feel welcome, even though I was a total outsider. They were willing to speak to me about their faith and culture. I learned more about his faith in 10 minutes than I ever could from any book. Wow.
And there's more than a history. History just has something that has attention. Mm-hmm. This is more than attention. This is a life support that what happened in here right now in Opalocka as bringing a Hindu temple all the way from India and bring it all the way to Opalocka. So this temple was born in Opalocka in 2003.
Wow.
We was having a very issue about cities, how can we be able to have a temple, and there's some way from a divine point and from a universal energy. Opalocka was one of the places that we kept in our mind, but we didn't have no finance to come to Opalocka. And there was one day we looked at 75 temples from Broward and Day County, and the last moment that we found in the newspaper, there's a church here for rent, and then we came here and we make this place our home now. There's a main deity is called Mariamman. This is a southern part of India deity. When I say deity, it's a physical form of energy from the 5 elements, and this 5 element becomes formed Mari. The word Mari Amman means rain, means grace. And Opalocka maybe looks with a lot of rowdy people and a lot of robbery, but Opalocka becomes a heaven and earth because of what, in a very fine-tuned way, that you could see Mariamman is living in Opalocka. She's blessing thousands and thousands of people every year, walking here in all walks of life to be able to come here to receive the blessing.
Wow, it's a great story. That's incredible. So that was going to be my next follow-up question. So are people of, like, for example, I'm not Hindu, but I felt pretty welcome here.
Because we understand we becomes dust in a way in life that we have to think that there's nothing is intact or tag on to us as we own anything. So when we give up this ownership about anything else on the outside, we think this is a value part of our life. Knowing our brothers and sisters, to know our faith becomes so strong and concretized in our way that nothing could shift us, because our system of belief is so strong that we're able to rise from one level to the next level. And this place becomes a grace place for us.
That's fantastic. Wow. It's
see if you turn back a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
All those are the musicians and all those are the devotees that comes here on a voluntary task. No one is get no reward, only by doing devotional and giving service to this deity called Mariamman, which is a grace life.
That's great, man.
It's about thousands and thousands of years ago. It's still operating. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people will go to the secret temple and able to receive some kind of enlightenment. So what we are really practicing here is not something from 2 years ago. This is from thousands and thousands of years. The hymn has very voltage. It has very voltage words that has very deep meaning about your soul. How your soul should be react and act in a higher consciousness. And we have a meditation place here too.
Sure. Finish up my trip to Opalocka, I met up with Carl Pierre. He owned the Airbnb that I stayed in, the only one in Opalocka. He talked a lot about his business, his clientele, and the portrayal of Opalocka in the media. But his true passion is the fashion industry, and he's working on starting his own clothing line one day.
Airbnb has been...
We discussed earlier how Opalocka is portrayed in the media.
Right.
Do you think it's fair?
I think, growing up there, it didn't seem as dangerous. You know, like, it just seemed like Opalocka. Right. But at the same time, you had moments where, you know, my sister and my parents would be afraid of us going out because, like, there was a lot of shootings. I remember, like, especially I don't know if you got a chance to go to the McDonald's, like, across the pond.
Okay, no, I didn't go there yet.
There's a McDonald's there, and there would always be something there, like either a shooting or a fight or just some craziness. And then that's not even the triangle. That's not even Opalocka triangle. So to say, I think it does. Because the only thing is, so we live on the edge of Opalocka, right, which is not as bad. Right. But when you go into the triangle, the deeper you go, right, the deeper you go.
Well, that's where I was last night, and it wasn't, well, I mean, I'm here alive, not a scratch on me, so, I mean.
And it's definitely gotten calmer.
I must admit that before filming this video, I never came to Opalocka, even though I've been living in Miami since 2003. I considered it a no-go zone where I wouldn't be welcome. I was wrong. I found smiling faces, people willing to tell me their stories and their optimistic hopes that things are getting better for their community. They all took time out of their busy days to talk to me, an amateur documentarian on YouTube. I met people from all walks of life, and instead of driving through Opalocka as I did in the past, I'll make an effort to stop by and say hello. I want to thank everyone that helped me out with this video, especially all the small businesses. Catch me on the next episode when I head to the South Bronx, New York City.